Hey folks, how are you doing? Welcome to yet another episode. Can't remember what number we're up to right now, but thank you once again for joining me. Hope you're enjoying the journey so far, and I just want to get out the way, first of all, a quick apology for the delay in this video. It's been quite a while since I posted one, but it's been busy times. I've actually had a gig in the meantime since the last video, which is incredible to get back to the world of gigging, albeit quite sporadically so far, but you know, fingers crossed for more in the future. Anyway, bit of a quicker video today. I was in the car the other day and happened to be on a Spotify shuffle, as I tend to do. And I had an occurrence which does actually happen quite often, it seems, whereby I stumble on a track from a particular album that I've had in my collection for ages, and it's actually a CD that I bought years and years ago. And it kind of got me thinking that if I had to recommend one album to anybody, whether they're a guitar player, a singer, played any instrument, or even if you're not a musician but you're just musically minded and you love music, what would that be? And whatever track happens to come up on shuffle from this particular album really cemented the decision of what that album would be. And I've got it right here. ABBA Gold, and not just the regular ABBA Gold. This is the 40th anniversary edition, they call it, the deluxe edition. 3-disc album, and actually in recent memory that was one of the last CDs I ever remember buying. That's how long ago CDs were a thing, I suppose, unfortunately. But yeah, it got me thinking about that, because what happens is whenever I hear a track from this album, specifically this 3-disc set, which comprises of all the usual suspects of ABBA's hits, and then a few more of their mega hits. You know, how many artists can attest to doing that? We'll just throw out another disc of our biggest hits as well. And then there's a bunch of B-sides on there too. And I bought that album a few years ago when I was prepping to join some ABBA tribute shows, which actually was a really, really fun time in my life. I loved playing that music, and this CD it was hugely immersive and hugely educational for me. It seems that ABBA nowadays are kind of a little bit less taboo than they were a few years ago, particularly in musician circles. I don't know why that is. And, I have to get out of the way that I am no fan of the Americanization of films like Mamma Mia and stuff that have been applied to ABBA's music. You know, I can see why they've taken that approach to commercialize it, but when something's that good from the off, you don't need to mess with it. And if you haven't heard it before, I can't recommend ABBA Gold enough. Now, I know that it's kind of a little bit of a cliche nowadays as well. It's kind of, you could have conversations about ABBA with people and say, oh yeah, great songwriting, yeah, really, really good. And whenever I say that to people, I kind of just want to sit down and go, no, I don't think you understand. I don't think you quite comprehend how amazing their songwriting was, how amazing their compositions were, and the performances and the production and everything. It's not just a case of, yeah, that's really good. It's incredible, it's groundbreaking stuff. I absolutely adore it. And, so I do often have those discussions with people, of just kind of saying, yeah, I don't think you understand how great they were. Please listen to that full deluxe box set edition of ABBA Gold and you'll understand a little bit more. There's just so many avenues that their music takes, and the production side of things is just phenomenal. The way that acoustic guitars lay it up with cymbals and percussion and stuff like that, and they all kept out of each other's way. It's kind of a long lost art of record production, I think, is to have that much space and yet have it sound so full. It's very much a 70s way of thinking, but I kind of think that ABBA pioneered that. They were really the first to do that properly in a pop context. And pop music kind of has a bit of a dirty name, particularly nowadays, because there's so much that constitutes pop music. It's easy to lose track of what it's actually really good for, which is to create these really catchy songs, really memorable songs, and really timeless songs. And that's what I think they did better than probably anyone else. And I wouldn't hesitate to say that I'd put ABBA right up there with the Beatles for me, which is no small feat to say something like that. Just genuinely one of the best bands of all time. And actually, it is interesting from a guitar player's standpoint that, I learnt a lot of these songs to play guitar in specifically ABBA band scenarios. So I had to learn a lot of guitar parts, and there's some crazy stuff on records, and also live. If you listen to a few of the live tracks, they were quite a rarity in that they, when they wanted to, they knew how to rock. They knew how to amp things up and really milk that live band feel. You know, they had amazing guitarists play on their records and live throughout the course of their career. So, you know, I don't know what it is. I guess it's something in the, not only the kind of structural foundation of the music, but it's the melodies as well. There's gorgeous melodies, and I can just listen to any track from particularly that ABBA Gold record. More particularly, in fact, some of the lesser known stuff that I really like. You know, bonus points to anyone who gets what that track was in the opening there. But there's some amazing stuff with 12-string guitar and, you know, just some really great electric guitar tones as well. A bunch of stuff, but I can't recommend them enough. I think it's something to do with that melodic ear that Swedes seem to have, and what I really love as well is that it's accelerated to modern day. There's bands around nowadays like Ghost, who once again are kind of a little bit misunderstood. People say, oh yeah, very good, they make some catchy songs, but they're not quite metal enough to be considered a metal band, and they're too poppy to, you know, kind of, well, sorry, too heavy to be considered a pop band. And that's the beauty of stuff like that. It's those little enigmas that just sit out there in the market, and they carve this niche. So I think Ghost is kind of the torchbearer for what ABBA started back in the day. You know, it's really musically interesting. And if you haven't heard them before, and you've always liked the thought of ABBA, but you want something a little bit meatier to get your teeth into, check out the band Ghost as well. So, you know, a little bit of a rant here today, I suppose, on the glory of ABBA. I absolutely love them. And I honestly don't see a reason why anybody wouldn't, because there is genuinely something for any kind of music fan in their music. If you like heavier stuff, more symphonic, anthemic, epic stuff, they've done that. If you like cheesy pop stuff, they've done that. Whatever they turn their hand to, it's always worked an absolute treat. So I love them. Please check out this album, specifically the deluxe edition, if you haven't already. I think you're going to find a few gems. So anyway, quick video today, a little bit of a ranty one, sorry about that. I'll put some links in the description below where you can check out some of my favourite ABBA tracks. Maybe I'll link to some Ghost as well that I've talked about. Yeah, so that's it for today. I promise I'll get another episode up a lot sooner than this one came from the last video anyway, but thanks for persevering, thanks for your patience. Take good care of yourselves, folks, and I'll see you soon. Alright, bye-bye.